Our Grand Ledge camera still shows us the lights downtown, but we also have some rain falling, so that's going to reduce visibility ever so slightly, especially if you're driving on the roadways. When we see the sun come up, well, we won't really see it because there's clouds in the way, but time of that is going to be 8:04, sunset 6:40. I'm hoping we'll be able to see some more sunshine by the end of the day. We're going to have more sun in the forecast for anyone who's hoping to get out. We'll talk about that and the best days to head outside coming up as 6 News This Morning continues.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News This Morning.
Union members will soon gather on Michigan State's campus to demand recognition from the university. Good morning, Mid-Michigan. It's Friday, October 25th. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Megan Vaselli. Thank you so much for joining us.
6 News is here for you now with this morning's top stories. Members of the Union of Non-Tenured Track Faculty and the Union of Tenure System Faculty will join together and rally outside of the Hanna Administration Building later this morning, seeking official recognition from school administrators.
The unions claim MSU has failed to honor a neutrality resolution, which the Board of Trustees adopted back in 2021.
The unions say that this resolution recognizes workers' right to assemble, but argue their efforts with administrators have not been acknowledged. Union members also say they're calling on the university to follow the neutrality resolution so administrators can stop obstructing union recognition. The rally begins at 10 o'clock this morning.
Later today, the Michigan Military and Veterans Hall of Honor will host an induction ceremony to recognize a dozen service members and veterans. Organizers say the ceremony honors those who have distinguished themselves in uniform, as well as veterans who've done extraordinary civic and community service. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the state's U.S. senators are expected to attend this induction ceremony. It starts at 12:30 this afternoon at the Michigan History Museum in Lansing.
The East Lansing Police Department will honor the memory of Officer James Johnson this morning, commemorating 40 years since his passing. During the memorial service, the East Lansing Interim Police Chief will give remarks, and retired dispatcher Jerry Jupin will perform an end-of-watch call, a practice where a dispatcher makes the last radio call to the officer who passed away. Officer Johnson was killed in the line of duty in 1984, leaving behind a wife and 6 children. He is the only ELPD officer ever being killed in the line of duty. The memorial begins at 9 a.m. outside of the Ingham County Sheriff's Office in Mason. The public is welcome to attend.
6 News is your local election headquarters. Both presidential candidates continue to hit swing states ahead of Election Day, which now is just 11 days away.
This includes Michigan, where former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris are expected to make several campaign stops.
The former president will hold 2 rallies while he's here. First, he'll be at Traverse City's Cherry Capital Airport tonight, before holding a rally at Suburban Showplace in Novi tomorrow. Meanwhile, former First Lady Michelle Obama will join VP Harris for rallies in Kalamazoo and Detroit tomorrow. Jared Hill has the latest from the campaign trail.
For the first time, Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Barack Obama took the campaign stage together, rallying in front of a Georgia crowd yesterday.
There's a choice that everybody has. It's either Donald Trump in there stewing over his enemies list, or me working for you.
Before a crowd of over 20,000 outside of Atlanta, the 2 highlighted reasons folks in the battleground should vote for Harris, rejecting former President Donald Trump.
Kamala Harris doesn't have concepts of a plan. She got a plan to make your life better.
The star-studded rally also featured appearances from rock legend Bruce Springsteen and movie legends with ties to the Peach State. Out west, Trump spent the day focused on immigration, speaking to voters in Arizona.
We're a dumping ground. We're like a garbage can for the world.
And in Nevada, he denied his former chief of staff John Kelly's account that he praised Adolf Hitler's generals while in office.
No, I never said that. I would never say that.
Today, Texas takes center stage, Trump in Austin and Michigan, while Harris will focus on women's reproductive rights in Houston.
They were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Rolling out a new campaign ad ahead of a rally that's expected to include an appearance from Texas native Beyonce. That's according to a source familiar. Jared Hill, CBS News.
And we are now just one day out before the big rivalry matchup between Michigan State and the University of Michigan.
Tens of thousands of fans will head to the Big House to see the Spartans and Wolverines go head-to-head.
The game will begin at 7:30 tomorrow night and will be broadcast on the Big Ten Network. Both teams have an overall record of 4-3 and will be led by first-year coaches, including Michigan State's Jonathan Smith and Michigan's Sharon Moore. The Wolverines have won the past 2 games in the rivalry. The Spartans' last win over the Wolverines was in 2021 at Spartan Stadium.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather on the Sixes, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, I'm glad the game's going to be played tomorrow, not today, because today's going to be a rainy one. You can see it on our Capitol camera. There are some wet roadways glistening. And in that Michigan State-Michigan rivalry, we have green, we have blue, and we're in between, sitting at 46 degrees right now in Lansing. Slightly warmer to our southwest, which is where the rain is thriving. Here, it's a little too dry, so it's starting to fizzle. We are going to continue to see the chance for some rain over the next few hours, but the heaviest of it looks to now be towards Howell and Adrian, and it's going to keep pushing to the east. It'll end up drying up for the end of the day, but it's still going to have a slight breeze with it since this is a front passing through. Our temperatures are going to be affected by the wind because at the moment it's coming in from the south. Later today, northwest, and that's capping our highs in the 50s. If you take your pets outside, definitely looking like the afternoon and evening will be your best bet. Maize and blue are pretty comfy where they are. It's a good idea to just stay in for these kind of cold and damp days. But this weekend, it's not only good weather for football, it's also for pets. And these temperatures are pretty much where they should be for this time of year. 57 is the average, 57 is the high. Overnight temperatures are a little bit above normal, but that's to be expected since we have some clouds overhead.
Yeah. Normal today.
It is.
It hasn't been normal in a while.
It's really rare to see weather be normal.
I know.
It's always up and down and up and down.
Yeah,
But
you can say that again.
And those are some pretty good-looking cats, aren't they?
Yes,
know,
they
right?
are.
They must have a really cool mom.
That's what we hear anyway.
I'm waiting for like all the Michigan State viewers though to like send in their Sparty cats or dogs.
Bring it
They
on.
get like a bearded dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know. Send in all your pets. I want to see them.
And